Hello everyone, I'm the Sports Wiz 101, and today I'll be giving you my predictions for Week 7 of the NFL season. So predict all these games set to take place in Week number 7. We are coming off of a 9-6 week, which, while that's disappointing for us, is still an improvement on what we had done the week before. Boy, it's been a disappointing couple of weeks. That said, let's get going. Let's hope to get at least 11 or 12 of these games correct. We start with the Thursday night game. The Steelers and the Bengals going at it in Cincinnati. I'm taking Pittsburgh. Now, in this battle between veteran quarterbacks, I do think Aaron Rodgers, even in his old age, is more likely to outduel Joe Flacco than the other way around. Throw in the fact that this Steeler defense is better than the Bengals defense. Yeah, I think Pittsburgh comes away with a confident win. Next up is my lock of the week. I'm taking the Patriots. The only thing that gives me some pause about this matchup when it comes to New England and Tennessee is the potential for a bunch of New England turnovers. They have proven in the past that they can and will turn the ball over at will. Throw in the fact that the Titans will not be coached by Brian Callahan anymore, and maybe there's a little doubt, but I don't think a new coach is going to change much with the Titans, at least not until next offseason. So I do think New England, possibly with some terrible turnovers, could still get the win here. I think even if it's a turnover-filled game, I favor New England. Raiders-Chiefs go at in Kansas City. So my Chiefs, they go out and beat the Lions this past Sunday, and now they get their top receiver, Rashee Rice, back from his 6-game suspension. And now the plan the Chiefs formulated prior to last season can finally come to fruition this Sunday when they put Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Hollywood Brown on the field at the same time in a regular season matchup. Of course, they take on the Raiders. Ashton Genty's been the running back for the Raiders, possibly the biggest threat that the Chiefs will have to deal with. I don't think Geno Smith's going to do too much against this Chiefs defense. In fact, I think the Chiefs defense has another good game in them. Really, the only thing that kept me from labeling this my lock of the week is that the Raiders have proven they can go into Kansas City and win. They've done that a couple of times in the Mahomes era. In fact, they've also been close a couple of times. That being said, still very much should be a Chiefs victory. Next one, my pick is a bit of an upset. It's the Miami Dolphins going to Cleveland to take on the Browns, and I got Miami winning. And I think Miami is going to win, partly because I trust the passing attack of the Dolphins more than I do with the Browns. Yes, the Dolphins' passing attack, even without Tyreek Hill, even with Tua at quarterback, I like them better than what Cleveland's got going on. I like Tua at quarterback better than I do Dillon Gabriel. So yeah, I'm taking Miami to win. Sure, the running game could be contained by this Cleveland defense, but I do think Miami does enough in the passing game to offset it and get the win. Colts and Chargers go at in SoFi. Now, this one, it was a tough one for me to pick. I do take the Chargers here. I think their defense helps them to a win. I think they make it difficult for Jonathan Taylor to do much on the ground. And it's going to force Daniel Jones to try to win the game on his own. And that's going to be no good for the Colts. In fact, it's no good for anyone that wants Daniel Jones to be their quarterback. So there you go. I'm taking the Chargers in this one. Then we go across the pond. It's the Rams and the Jags going at it in London. And this one is another upset, I guess. I'm taking Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville to win, partly because it's in London. The Jags play their best ball in London. If there was a game to win, it might be the London game. And then you throw in the fact that the Rams, likely without Puka Nacua, they're going to have to find other ways to move the ball. And I do think the Rams will find other ways to move the ball. However, I think that Jags defense finds a key moment in the game to come up with a huge takeaway. And it leads to Jacksonville taking control of this game. And it allows Jacksonville to get the win. Carolina and the Jets will go at in the Meadowlands. I like Carolina here. I'm more confident in the Carolina offense at this point than I am in the Jets offense. Now, it's not to say that I think Carolina is going to do the same thing to the Jets offense as Denver did this past week. I don't think Carolina is holding New York to like 82 total yards and negative 10 passing yards. That's just not going to happen. However, I do think that this Jets offense is not good right now. It's no good. Carolina's offense is at least humming a little. And so I'm taking Carolina to win this one. Throw in some jet lag for the Jets. And yeah, that could be a real problem for New York. Then we go to the other team that played in London. It's the Denver Broncos as they host the New York Giants. Of course, New York coming off a huge win at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I almost took this as a lock of the week. I am taking Denver. The only things that really give me pause is that, first of all, potential jet lag for the Broncos. Secondly, I feel like the weakness of the Bronco defense is their ability to stop the run. It's not like horrible, but I feel like if you're going to move the ball against the Broncos, you have to have a healthy rushing attack. And the Giants do have that in Cam Scavoo. However, I do think it's not going to be enough for New York to get the win in Denver. So yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. Texans and Seahawks will go at it Monday night. This will be the second of 2 Monday night games. Texans, of course, coming off the bye. And here, I think this one's rather low scoring. But in the end, I'm taking a team that I feel like is going to find it easier to get their receivers involved. And I feel like that is Seattle. I think the Seattle Seahawks get the win. They get JSN involved very much. And that's going to lead to Seattle getting the win. Vikings and Eagles go at it. Minnesota, of course, coming off of the bye. Philly coming off of a bad loss to the New York Giants. I'm going to take Philly here, partly because I still do not trust Carson Wentz. And I do think the Eagles could finally find some paths to move the ball here. So yeah, I'm taking Philly. Then you have New Orleans and Chicago. The Bears are just on a roll right now. They, before the bye, took down the Dallas Cowboys. They beat the Raiders. And now after the bye, they get revenge for last year's Jaden Daniels Hail Mary game. They go into our nation's capital. They take down the Commanders. And I think this week they're going to come home. Could be a bit of a trap game, but I do think that they will overcome the New Orleans Saints. Give me Chicago. They have Green Bay and Arizona. This is one where I feel like Arizona's injuries will be too much. The rushing attack has suffered with the loss of their top 2 running backs. We don't even know if Emery DeMercado is going to play. He's their 3rd running back. We don't know if Kyler is going to play at this point. We don't know if Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to play at this point. And meanwhile, Green Bay, sure, they haven't looked like the best team in football like they did the first couple of weeks, but I think they're still good enough that they should come away with a fairly easy win over the Cardinals. Give me Green Bay. Then you have the Commanders and the Cowboys. Now, this one's interesting. I do think that on paper, the Commanders are the better team, but you also can't discount the fact that the Cowboys last year were a bit of a bad matchup. They split the season series, and it took a touchdown pass inside the final minute or so of the game for the Commanders to get that split. They almost got swept at the hands of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, granted, the second game they played against them, they put in backups, and that was the game they won. So, the question is, do I see another Dallas win coming? The answer here is no. I think Washington, first of all, they're going to have a much better day on special teams than they did in the game they lost to the Cowboys last year. But secondly, I do feel like they're a bit more hungry to get this win. I think they'll be able to move the ball fairly well against the Cowboy defense. I do think Washington gets the win. Atlanta and San Francisco will be going at it on Sunday night. Atlanta proving to be a tough team to throw the ball on, but that's not necessarily something San Francisco will want to do. I mean, of course, they're going to throw the ball, but they'd more likely want to lean on Christian McCaffrey, especially with all the injuries they've been suffering. So I'm going to take the 49ers. I think they'll be able to run the ball on this Atlanta defense. The Fred Warner injury gives me some pause here, but I do think the 49ers get the win on Sunday night. And then it's the first of the two Monday night games. Buccaneers and the Lions. This is my upset of the week. I'm taking Tampa over Detroit. Now, this one is Detroit's favored by 5.5 right now. And yeah, I know that Tampa's dealing with some injuries. Mike Evans, of course, injured. Chris Godwin's been dealing with injuries throughout the season. Emeka Egbuka just suffered an injury. They've been playing without Bucky Irving as of late. But I think with the injuries that the Detroit secondary is dealing with right now, throw in a potential 1-game suspension for Brian Branch's actions at the end of the Chiefs game. And I think with a weakened secondary, I think Tampa will be able to move the ball against Detroit this week. Throw in the fact that I think this Tampa D-line is so good that they'll be able to slow down Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. And yeah, I'm going to take Tampa Bay to get the upset win. It's going to force... That game plan, by the way, would force Jared Goff to beat Tampa. And while Goff is a good quarterback, I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. But there you go. There's my picks for Week 7 of the NFL season. If you like this, please like and subscribe for more to come in the following weeks. I've been Sports Quiz 101, and I will see you all later.